Hello everyone, and this is a video to show you firstly how to navigate the Canvas site. Some of you this will be your last unit, and some of you this may be your first unit. We've had a mid-year entry last year, and so got quite a few students here. So you'll come to the Canvas site and you'll get on that, and let me just get rid of these. You'll come on that through your ECU portal. I find just get into Google and ECU EDU, and then, because I can never remember it, go to here, Student Staff Portal. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. And then we go into the Canvas site. And so in your Canvas site, you will have, and my dashboard is, because I'm actually looking at a student, so that's not good. I'm going to have to leave that. That was a bit silly of me. See if I can go back. Yeah, okay. So you'll have TEF, and then you go in that, and hopefully you should see this. So the home page basically gives us a little bit of an overview. We're going to go looking through the different aspects. This is what this video is. This is me, and I'm now based at Joondalup, building 2 at the moment, upstairs on the 2nd floor, and 214B is my office location, my phone number, and my email address. If you need to speak to me, just email me or call me. I do teach face-to-face as well, so I might not necessarily be there when you need me. Okay, so announcements always will be on here, and they would tend to email you. So that's one thing that's important. You need to use your ECU email address to communicate with anybody in the ECU. That's their regulations. So what I tend to do is I go into the ECU email and put in a forwarding situation to my home or work email address, the one that I tend to look at the most, and then it will notify me. But to return, you've got to go back into your student email. So just letting you know that. This is the syllabus here. This is the ASL standards, if you want to know which one's being addressed. Now, this book is one of the books, but I think that's now out of print or something. I'm not quite sure. So you will have a different book if you are a sponsored student. The unit outline is what's on the face-to-face, I think. And that's what we're doing. Excuse me. The modules. Right, so right now I've got these 3, and you can actually tick them off like this, open them. Unit plan and details. So this is the plan, the weekly plan. I try and endeavour to look at that, but I actually have come across something that I might add into that. So just letting you know. The OH&S guidelines for 2021. If you're a Department of Education teacher in D&T, you must follow that document. And in this video, I have shown you how to get to the documents in Icon, unless they've changed them, which sometimes they do. Referencing, your first assignment will require you to do an annotated bibliography and an essay. And we use APA 7th style, so this is just a quick guide for you. Academic writing, this might just help you put some things together, because some of you might have been a while since you've actually done any academic writing. Okay, AI use, as we are in a different world right now. So just letting you know that we don't say you can't use AI or generative AI at ECU, but we need you to declare how you have used it and what you have used, and whether you've used it to brainstorm initial ideas or to provide some structure, to proofread, or as an editing tool. That's all good. We don't have any problems with that as long as you declare it. And the only thing we say you cannot do is have it write the words for you. So you could have it dot point things and then use the dot points to paraphrase and write. That's fine. But just please, you have to declare whatever you're using. I have some Fusion tutorials here for those that are just starting the course. You will be doing a unit in computer-aided design and graphics as well. Writing, sketching, that sort of stuff. Excuse me. So I've put some Fusion CAD tutorials there. I might add some other CAD tutorials for different products as we go through this semester. Fusion 360, all of the Autodesk products are actually free for education. But recently, Fusion 360, they've changed the way they actually get you to put your students on there, and that can be a bit of an issue with your IT department. So other products like Onshape and Shaper 3D are starting to take a little bit more place in schools. There's so many products. I think there's at least a dozen or so that I've seen out in schools. So we can't teach you all of them. So we teach you one in that graphics unit, and hopefully from there you can either go to a different one, or you can introduce that one into your school, etc. So in the next, I just got a lot of tutorials how to just introduce them. Okay, now go back to modules. So that's getting started, and that's the Fusion 360, and this little icon here opens them and closes them. So now we're in week 1. So we're going to go to week 1 introduction. And the way I sort of set it out is because you're online and how long do you spend doing these things. This video will come up here. This is my second record of this video. I recorded it all perfectly without sound, so I'm doing it again with the sound this time, hopefully. So watch the video on that home page and then go to discussions and introduce yourself. I have a 20-minute activity here. I don't know if it's going to take you that long, but basically this is your reflection. Why have you chosen this course? Why have you chosen D&T? What is D&T? Why do we teach it? So it shouldn't take you that long, but it might be a good idea to do it, and then at the end of the unit, redo it and see whether you've changed your perception of what it is. The next thing I want you to do, and what's nice about being an online course, is that you can do these in small chunks rather than a 3-hour stint, which is what you would normally do. Now, what this is a PowerPoint here, but the video will go through it. This is an article that's really interesting by Doyle, and this document here is a bit of a fill-in sheet to reflect on what you've read in the document, and a couple of other articles there. I tend to do those sorts of things quite often and put articles there. You don't have to read them all, but it can be useful. And then watch the video. This article is quite interesting. The International Journal Technology Design Education is actually quite a good journal, so you might want to have a look at that. Then I've got just getting yourself familiar with the curriculum, but don't get too hung up on that. We're actually going to delve right into it quite deeply after your first assignment, so don't get too stressed about this. But these are just some different links to go through. I always put the other jurisdictions in here. I've had many students that have gone across to other states and have taught. New South Wales is the only one that has a very different, well, they take our stuff and then add to it. They're actually quite a very good, state from that perspective. They really support technology education, and they have 5 universities in New South Wales that actually do design and tech education, with Australian Catholic University and Southern Cross University being the 2 main ones. Some questions that you might want to think about, and I may find some more articles to read to put in here, which is always useful. This chapter 1 is a chapter that I wrote in 2020 with Professor John Williams, and it's really just about technology education in Australia, but it's also got technology education in other places. And yes, they are my dogs. So that's really interesting from that perspective. So thank you.